In this video, I'm going to break down the exact system that top producing consumer direct LOs use to shatter the industry averages. And if you want to finally convert more than 1% of the leads you buy and instead convert 3 to 15%, pay attention. So why do most loan officers fail with internet leads? It comes down to not understanding the reality of what it actually takes to convert an online lead. First and foremost is speed. Multiple studies have shown that contacting a lead within 5 minutes versus just 30 minutes increases the odds of eventually contacting them by 100 times. And the median response time by companies in that study showed the average response time was 3 hours and 8 minutes, and 47% of them never responded at all. So if you're not set up to engage immediately, your chances are already nosediving. Second, you need volume and persistence. The average internet lead needs somewhere between 8 and 12 meaningful touches before they convert into an opportunity. No, that's not a typo, but 10 plus contacts between your automated and manual touches. These are not people expecting your call or eagerly awaiting your emails. You have to put in the work to break through, which is why internet leads convert at drastically lower rates than referral leads from realtors or past clients. Let's take referral leads for example. Referred leads come to you with borrowed trust and credibility. And online leads start cold, and it's your job instead of the person that referred them to nurture them and build the know, like, and trust. In fact, while a 30% or even 50% conversion might sound reasonable with referred leads, with internet leads, top producers are converting in the 5 to 15% range. Yet, most LOs assume since they can convert 1 in 3 referrals, they can do the same with cold online leads. And when they don't, they blame the lead source instead of their follow-up or sales process. So if you want to crush it with internet leads, it starts with accepting the reality. You need speed, volume, and persistence. Anything less, and you'll end up in the 90% failure bucket. So what does that actually look like? Getting in front of leads quickly is critical, but persistence is equally as vital when dealing with strangers that have opted in online. We teach the concept perfect prospects require persistent professionals. The most qualified leads often have challenging schedules, so you can't just call once at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday and expect contact. You also need to vary your approach. That's why top producing direct-to-consumer LOs use what I call bulldog calls. What that means is that they're rapidly dialing 2 to 3 times back to back to back without leaving voicemails. Another thing they do is focus on peak golden hour times from 8 to 9 a.m. and 4 to 8 p.m. when consumers are commuting and are more likely to pick up the phone. Another strategy is to make sure to call on weekends when prospects are free and not at work. In addition to calls, texting is extremely effective. A really cool trick is to pose simple questions verifying information they submitted in their form. Something like this. Hi John, it's Luke at Loans on Demand Mortgage. Just got your profile from the first time homebuyer survey you filled out. Thanks for expressing your interest. Hit send and then say, just need to confirm some details to see what program is the best fit for you. I see that you listed your credit score as 680 to 720. What app did you use to find that, and did it give you an exact score? Thanks. The open rate on these information confirmation texts is staggeringly high, and that will get you that coveted response to initiate engagement. You also can't follow an obvious pattern that prospects quickly identify and dodge. Switch up days, times, and communication channels relentlessly. Your persistence must be clever too. The core is to committing to 6 to 12 thoughtful attempts within the first few days. So now you may be asking yourself, why should I go through all of this effort for an anonymous lead when I could just go get more warm leads from real estate agents? Why 10 plus attempts over all of these multiple channels? Here's why direct to consumer is so valuable to you as a loan officer. You own the front end nurturing. So instead of waiting for referred leads, you get to drive the leads yourself. And this allows for powerful leverage with referral partners by handing them a pre-approval on a silver platter ready to buy. See, loan officers often have to reach out to realtors and beg for scraps by listing off their job descriptions.
I close on time, I answer calls 24/7, I have great rates.
But that's expected. You need to prove you'll bring them viable deals if you want to truly become a valued partner. Consumer Direct enables you to do just that at scale by letting you generate and nurture leads through pre-approval before ever having to engage a referral partner. So now, instead of saying, send me your leads and I'll try to close them, you say, work with me and each month I will deliver several pre-approved buyers. Has any other lender ever done that for you? That's powerful and well worth the effort chasing internet leads, because you're not just chasing a commission anymore, but you're forging partnerships that drive true value. All right, so now you've done the work to get them onto the phone. Now what? The first rule of internet leads is do not send your online application link. think. This isn't your typical referred lead with built-in trust and motivation. Put bluntly, this person doesn't really want to talk to you yet. And that's why Consumer Direct requires an entirely different call structure to methodically build credibility through 4 core phases. First is warm, friendly greeting. Second is discovery phase. Third is framing and branding. And the fourth is the conversational application. The first critical piece of your Consumer Direct call system is crafting an exceptional, warm, friendly greeting. Why? Because first impressions make a massive impact. This initial phase sets the tone that either invites trust or injects massive doubt. Tonality matters a ton. You must convey authenticity to position yourself as a welcome guide for their journey ahead. And that means reviewing lead notes pre-call so that you can reference specifics to personalized introductions. Make them feel valued, not like the 100th robotic call you've made that day churning through your leads list. Passion is equally pivotal. This first discussion is your chance to showcase a genuine dedication and enthusiasm, helping consumers secure better lives through home ownership. Lastly, provide your direct contact details from the jump. It eases concerns around internet anonymity by immediately offering a direct line for security. Here's an example of a warm, friendly greeting that hits these pillars while transitioning naturally into discovery dialogue such as, "Hi Cindy, this is Luke from Loans on Demand Mortgage calling about your request for more information about our mortgage programs. How are you doing today?" Then you let them answer. Next, do me a favor, can you grab a pen and paper? I want to give you my contact information in case we get disconnected, and I'm sure that you will have some notes, maybe some questions that you're going to want to jot down as we go through this information. Let me know when you're ready. This sentence is critical because it will put you into the control of the conversation with that one simple sentence. Now that we've established rapport from a warm, friendly greeting, we transition to the discovery phase where the borrower becomes the star. This is where high-level questions uncover their inner motivations, dreams, and financial realities. Treat it like an insightful chat with a close friend, not an interrogation. You want to script 4 to 6 qualifying questions so that you can use these on every call. We also want them to get talking about real estate, which will create more of an emotional buy-in. Here's some quick examples of questions you can ask. How long have you been researching or thinking about buying a home? What areas have you been looking at? Or have you been doing any window shopping? Have you ever bought a home before? Or maybe you're a first-time home buyer. What is the #1 reason you're moving right now? Have you ever worked with a loan officer? What was one thing your last loan officer did that bothered you the most? If we were to find you the right home today and the numbers worked for you, how soon would you want to move into a home? Ultimately, you need to balance qualifying with what their goals and dreams are. Your advantage is customizing the financing specifically to realize their lifestyle vision. A good discovery conversation sounds like, "Thank you so much for that information. Now let's move on to the fun part of the conversation. I always do my best job when I have a very solid understanding of exactly where my borrowers are in the process. So let's start with you. Tell me everything you think I need to know about your journey up to this point. Are you a first-time home buyer? Or maybe you've bought 20. Do you have a realtor? Maybe you're still window shopping on Zillow. What steps have you taken to accomplish your home purchasing dreams?" The next integral phase is framing and branding. This achieves 2 goals. First, set expectations by framing the process ahead. Humans appreciate understanding what's to come, so outline the simplicity of only needing to verify their income, assets, and credit. Knowing the straightforward path ahead provides comfort. And secondly, strategically spotlight your reliability as a partner by branding around your key strengths. These include your work ethic, availability around the clock, array of mortgage programs, and commitments to helping people buy or refinance homes. Also, showcase the strengths of your lending company and the programs built specifically to tackle that specific prospect's housing needs. We love to target the heroes of the community, so a strong branding framework would sound something like, "Let's take a quick step back to address the whole reason why we're having this conversation. You clicked on an ad for the Hero program. Can you tell me a little bit about what you were looking for when your interest was piqued? Oh, fantastic." One of the reasons that I love partnering with the Hero program is that it allows me to help as many doctors like yourself as possible. What's going to happen next is you and I are going to have a quick conversation about your income, assets, and credit. If everything looks good, we'll get you pre-approved ASAP. Strategic framing and branding dispels uncertainty while accentuating specialized value. We've warmed up prospects and uncovered motivations. Now we're going to seamlessly move into the conversational application. This phase should feel very organic, and you want to avoid a rigid back and forth interrogation. Don't just read down the list of questions that are on your application. You want an easy flowing dialogue. You want to casually fill out core application items related to income, debts, and credit scores verbally through friendly discussion instead of dual form questions. To enable this, artfully utilize previous discoveries as transitions. Rather than just asking, what do you do for work? Lead in contextually like, you mentioned earlier you wanted to live near your office in La Mesa. What do you do for work? This gracefully surfaces occupation for the application while also advancing rapport. Continue asking second, third, and fourth level questions to drive the conversation forward and to get to know your borrower more and fully understand their situation. More important than obtaining the full application here is to continue to build rapport and trust with the borrower, all of which is leading up to the ask for credit. This point of the conversation is where you will likely get the majority of your objections, and we'll cover objections on a different video. All right, so here's some scripting that you can use. You mentioned earlier you worked for Sharp Hospital as a nurse. Tell me a little bit about that. What does your day look like? Have you put much thought into how much you want to use for your down payment? Great, where are those funds currently or where are they coming from? The next step of the process is to pull up the most recent copy of your credit report. Go ahead with your date of birth and social security whenever you're ready. As you can see there, you're going to assume the close. You're just going to assume they're ready to apply and ask for the date of birth and social security. Use confidence and they will just give it to you. And then you can say, everything looks great so far. The next step is to get your pre-approval letter so you can get connected to a real estate agent to start looking at houses. But before that can happen, we do need to actually review your income and asset documentation, and most borrowers can get those to me by the end of the day. Is it crazy for me to expect those documents within the next 3 hours? So you can see the way we frame this conversation is very assertive and confident. There you have it, a full system for converting the most challenging internet leads. And by methodically moving your prospects through these 4 call phases, the warm friendly greeting, the strategic discovery, the value framing and branding, and the conversational application, even you can guide even ice cold leads to closed loans. And with persistence and the right structured system, online leads can truly drive real success and allow you to flip the status quo on agents by getting to the lead first and using that as leverage. It's not the lead source quality, it's following up promptly and properly that converts. Your unique value proposition also matters tremendously in standing out from the crowd. Don't just be another sales rep, be the guide that borrowers gratefully tell all of their friends about. And if you found this helpful and want a copy of the call system and scripts to start implementing today, just comment sales script below and I'll forward it right to you. And if you got value from this, please like the video and subscribe for more content on dominating in the mortgage sales game. Thank you so much and have a great day.